Well, our hardware was getting old and needed to be replaced. We were in need of an upgrade for the system, so we had six servers over 2 properties with 4 Harlequin rips. We looked at the cost of wholesale, just replacing all of that with our current vendor, and it was a lot of money. It was basically buying a new workflow. From the manager's standpoint is I have to make a case every time. I have to make a case for the corporation to sign off on this capital expense every couple of years to do a major upgrade.
Computing the return on investment over 3 to 5 years. It's a big factor.
The fact that future upgrades were included was actually the primary basis of our business case, that we should look at options based on A, the cost of the upgrade we needed, and B, the fact that some vendors offered future upgrades included in your support agreement, as well as being able to move to a single server. The cost of maintaining 3 servers with 2 Harlequin rips on 2 properties is a long-term expense.
You actually performed quite a thorough investigation of workflows.
To a fault.
And what made you decide to go with PuzzleFlow?
We looked at 3 or 4 workflows. We compared the way they worked, whether it was web-based or client-based, how many licenses were granted for the client, how many different components there were. When we were making a decision, one did not offer web growth. No, it offered web growth, but not big copying. That was a big one for Bedford. Yeah, for us it doesn't matter at all, but for Bedford, and we were doing a 2-site investigation, very different sites, and we had to have a solution for both of them. They also liked some of the Swiss Army knife group of utilities.
Workflows.
It has a page splitter. It has some optimizers, which lets you clean up files. It has a color mapping utility, a resizing utility, all these different operations you can do. One thing that really, in the end, made the difference in this product and another finalist was that it was a unified web interface, but we didn't have 5 different pieces to interact with, and we didn't have a limit on 4 users, for example. The other option had 5 different components on multiple different systems and a limit to how many people could have the full administrative client. So the openness and the consistency of the interface and the all-in-one nature of it really ultimately made the decision.
We also added on a DGM, which is Dolphin Graphics machine power, that's capable of printing 32 pages of 4-color at one time. Approximately 25,000 daily and about 40,000 on Sunday. We also print the IDS, the Indiana Daily Student, every night during the week. And then we print the Martinsville Reporter every morning, and we have, a few commercial runs we do here and there.
We're a commercial/newspaper printer or newspaper/commercial printer. We run 2 shifts here. We have 2 different press lines. We do everything from broadsheet to porterfold jobs, tabloids, all the way from 35-inch paper all the way down to 11-inch paper. Weights from 27 pound to 60 pound.
We got Puzzle Flow Automator, WebPairer, and InkSaver.
My name is Michael Smith. I am an IT administrator here at Herald-Times. They're very well polished, very easy to use, and I'm happy to see it's all web-driven.
Well, it was nice that you were able to set up the new one without harming the old one. So we were able to transition on at our own pace. Bedford was able to move pretty quickly. They went to doing all their commercial stuff in there almost immediately.
It's very easy to train, very easy to build templates. I thought it was very simple. I think the speed and the continuity of it all, I'm able to do pretty much everything. I work with newspaper and commercial jobs, and I'm able to go through my complete workflow of jobs through the one system instead of jumping back and forth between InfoStrip, PrePage, and all of that. And I like that everything, the naming systems and everything's consistent throughout. We didn't have that so much in the other program.
You had ad booking and tracking integration here,
Right.
so you had to, I think,
We had a
migrate over slower to make sure everything was going well.
Exactly. They took their commercial stuff on board right away. I started experimenting with stuff right away, but left most things alone. When we were pretty comfortable with the general workings, we transitioned our classifieds, and we built the classifieds for our paper, to Northern Properties and the Times Mail, 4 different papers that we built the classifieds for. We transitioned that first. About a week into our classifieds being done through Puzzle Flow, we called the Times Mail and said, "Are you ready to try your paper?" We went through and set all of their ads for that date into a new workflow, let them try it, and I called them that morning, I think before they even had gone to press. And they said, "Can you just start setting our ads to Puzzle Flow? We're good." So we switched over ours. Yeah, that represented everything being over. We've done classifieds, we've done commercial, we've done Times Mail, ROP.
The system's just very user-friendly. Everything's in your one window. You don't have to go to this and blow this up and then go back. I mean, if you're ready to print something, you can proof it in that same window, and yes, this looks good. If you want, you can proof it small if you're not wanting to see the big details of it. But even if you want to blow it up and get a full-size print, you can do that quickly in the same window that you're printing from. The error system's great. You know what the error is. It even tells you things to look for that it won't error. So you know, well, this might not look good, but it's still going to run it through. So it's very, very easy to find what's wrong with your file and get it fixed.
Your old workflow was a room workflow, 3 servers, and now you're on a norm workflow, 1 server.
We've got usable PDFs coming out of the system. got real useful PDFs coming out of it, so we can process that page and send it somewhere. The image quality has been much improved. I mean, the sharpness specifically is what I'm talking about. The sharp, there's a noticeable difference. Before I'd even mentioned to a lot of people on site that we've done anything different. Our first thing was a Reader's Choice tabloid, and people were like, "This looks so sharp." They didn't know there was anything different.
We have noticed a difference in our quality. The color pictures seem to be sharper. In fact, we've printed out blotter proofs, both jobs using our old system and our new system, and you can tell in just the blotter proof alone that there is a difference in the quality.
And I think it's doing some kind of sharpening. It does a nice job, so you notice a difference. Basically, anything that needed to be done in our previous workflow was a support call. The interface was extremely complex, and I think it required a lot of specialized training, and it had plenty of, at least we felt, plenty of opportunity to mess something up really good. So we didn't do that. We just made a support call if we needed anything.
The ease of learning it is huge, because obviously when you're in a working environment, you want to be able to get in and use it very quickly, and I think that's huge. And you're not giving anything up with that ease of learning it. I mean, there's so many tricks and tools in it. I mean, I love the toolbox too. I love the splitter. I love it. I use a lot of it.
Yeah, I really like that I can go in and I've got a new customer. I set up their account. I set up rules to collect their images off of their pages off of the FTP site. I need low-res ads sent to some other location. I need high-res ads. I need PDFs combined into a booklet, and I can just do all those things myself.
So you feel like you're more in control
I do.
of your
I
work.
feel powerful.